welcome to the channel. First video here, we're gonna get started off by taking a look at Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Robots in Disguise 2000s Universe Tow Line. A very long title, but a very interesting figure I'm excited to take a look at. So just a retool and repaint of the axle grease and scrap hook figure. Here displayed doing the Evo Fusion with Hot Shot. I don't have that figure, so we won't be able to go over that, but I want to crack him open. He looks really cool, got like a Scooby-Doo look going on for the tow truck mode. So let's get him cracked open and see what he's like. Tow line all opened up and out of the box. I just made a quick adjustment here, so hopefully that background noise is gone. And he's looking pretty cool. I just threw some of the accessories on just where they'd go. He comes with quite a few. This is my first time checking out this mold. So I really love the colors right off the bat. Really catch the eye. I love all the silver. Love all the silver picked out everywhere, especially just like the blue fender flares here on the purple tires. Oh, that's cool. They spin independently. I guess that makes sense. You can attach the smokestacks in vehicle mode. Very cool. Just first time handling them right now. Just got them out, checking everything out. Very cool. A lot of very neat things they did with this mold that I really appreciate, that we'll go over here in just a minute. So let's just take a quick look at that face. Very simple, but I like it. Kind of an industrial look. Almost looks like he's got a miner helmet on. I do really like that. I like how the mouth guard is picked out in silver. It would have been cool if they put some yellow maybe in, if those are lights there, or on the, I guess the side of the mouth plate there. But it's probably not accurate to how the first figure was. I'm not entirely sure how that actually looked. Now, before we get any further with him, let's just take a look at some of the accessories he comes with. So he comes with two of these silver snacks right here. Two pipes, just like axle grease and scrap will come with. So he gets two of those, which you can just take them off and put them absolutely anywhere you like. He's covered in little 5mm ports. So there's one just here on the shoulder, that wheel. I'll take this off here actually. Right on the forearm, obviously his hands, wheels there. In his shins, in the bottom of the feet, but not very common to put something there. You got the backpack, two holes here. And then that gives us our third accessory right here. We have a little green tire. I like the detail in some of the broken spikes here. That comes that way. It's supposed to look like it's smashed and broken up. Kind of head on, it almost looks like a quad barrel Gatling gun. So I'm sure you could work that or incorporate it somehow to make that. That's pretty cool. And then it comes with this very key important part for the alt mode, which is just the tow line, also the name. The peg on the bottom is off-centered, which I'm assuming has to do with when he's going to transform. And right through here, that's empty, so you can attach this hook either coming up the top like I had it, so you can reach further in robot mode, or down into here so it looks like a real thing. Now, I think it might just have a slightly different color purple, because this here is painted. So the color matching is very, very close. It's not near as bad as it is on camera. But it's actually molded in green and painted purple. I'm not sure why that was done. This is actually a purple piece, purple plastic. So color matching is not as bad as it's appearing on camera, but just to take note of that. And then he also has these two, we're gonna call them guns, I guess. Legs hold on pretty tight. Oh, there we go. Comes with two of these, also become part of the hood in his alt mode. Nice little hood piece. Oh, my bad. Nice little hood pieces. Looks like little missiles picked out in silver. Also, again, molded in green. I think they're kind of cool little guns. Not very complicated or anything, but I think they're quite neat. Now, we're going to go over some articulation next. How it comes apart. And he kind of moves not how I was expecting. Nothing like too crazy, but just small little details I was noticing messing around with them. So the head itself is on a swivel. There's no forward or back motion whatsoever, but he can do a full 360. However, a little bit of hollow head syndrome going on there, but it doesn't bother me too much. Like, you're not looking at the back of the figure all that much. The shoulders here are on a pin. I might lie to you. No, I think they're on a pin. A little plastic one right here. You can see, so they can go out that far. And they can go in a little bit, but if like you move them forward, you can get like across the chest action going. You can't open them up very wide, but it's okay. Elbow is actually double jointed, but it's just done to allow just over 90. So you can see right here there's a joint, and just in the elbow. So if I go there, you can get 90 in this joint right here, but then you can get that extra bend, and you can adjust that differently to get more bend in that, which is very cool. Was not expecting that. You have wrist articulation. It has a little click right here. Just rubbing. I think it's to get it to stay in that position, maybe for transformation and then positive. Hips are on a, oh sorry, I guess there's a waist here. Nice waist swivel, not hindered whatsoever. You can kick all the way forward. Like, that's a reasonable kick. Like if you were to kick someone in the chest, that's about as how high he'd need. That's just a hair under 90. Well, let's go this way. Well, that's just under 90, just how it's molded there. Well, actually, that might be 90. I'm not sure, actually. Right here, there's two joints in the ankles, right here on the screw and right here on this pin. So this can rock forward and back. Lots of movement there. Really nice big heels, as you can see. So good balance. Then there's a second joint. Oops, my bad. Second joint right there. And then a side-to-side ankle rock on a very soft ratchet. So you can get that on almost any position you want. So he's very dynamic. You can get him right down, nice and low. And he is very photogenic, in my opinion. Photogenic, sorry. So like no matter how you do it, he doesn't look foolish. He looks kind of cool. I might display him like that. And then he obviously does the Evo Fusion, I think they're calling it now, gimmick, where you can pull them, oops, that came looser than that, where you can just pull them apart. So the arms do just come off, as well as the legs. I might have to look at the instructions to make sure I do this right, but oh. Pause, sorry. A little camera glitch there. The legs do just pop off at the bottom here. And at the bottom here, and you're left with legs and a torso. So these, as can be seen on the back of the box, you can make them cool little shoulder pads. I guess you go this way. Cool little shoulder pads. So what I'm going to do, actually, is we're going to bring in G-Axis, their G2 figure. So we'll put G-Axis right here. A very, very, and I really do like this figure. A lot of fun, this one. So he's, I think, probably one of the only ones I have from this universe. So his shoulders are, uh-oh. Yikes. Poor guy. I made him tumble. You can't do the shoulder one just because it's a little bit bigger, but if I stretch this out like that, just because, there we go. We can get him some nice big shoulder pads. This is just an example of some of the many things you can do, just to give you an idea. There we go. Give him a little more, woo, give him a little more prowess. He's kind of reminding me of the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime right now, the big shoulders and the wings like that. There we go. Stand. Thank you. Now with these, I am not sure what people have been doing with these. Give me a second. Let me just look what they recommend. Typically, the arms are just being used as like things to stand on to make them taller. I don't think that would look very good, in all honesty. So, oh, I just popped that out of place. That's okay. Not hard to do. Not hard to fix. They're just a little bit tight on the arms and loose in the elbows. So actually, what I'm going to do is twist it this way, kind of bend it. That's not what I'm going to do. We're going to leave it that way. And let's see if we can find a port on G-Axis. He's not the best example of everything you can do. But if we put it here like this, you could give him some armor. Because it's on his arm, and it is an arm. Sorry, I know, bad joke. Just pop those on. Doesn't look too bad. I don't think I would display it this way. But then you're left with this torso. And I'm sure you could figure out something to do. But I don't know, I might just set him aside because he's kind of hard to hide that he's just a torso now. But I do like the shoulder pads. I think that is a good look. These, I think I'll try and figure out something a little bit better to do with the arms. But then, of course, you can give G-Axis all of Toline's weapons. So, you know, he's already got two, so his hands are full. But it's something you could do if you would like. So now we're just going to take all the armor off of G-Axis. We're going to get him out here. We're going to do a few size comparisons just to get an idea of how big he is. If you've seen the axle grease and the scrapbook mold, you already have an idea of roughly how big he is, or all that good stuff. But just to make sure I cover all the bases in case you want to see how he looks next to some people. So the first one we're going to put him up with is G-Axis, just because they're both around the Generation 2 era, and I wasn't around for that time, so I don't have many of the G2 era figures just because it was not my time. Oh, sorry, just Adjust the ankles ever so slightly. There you go. Get my big head out of the way. Standing a little funny. There we go. Standing normal. So slide him back there. So we'll put G-Axis just next to him. G-Axis is a big Voyager, but that looks pretty good in my opinion. He's just a little Autobot. The Buzzworthy Bumblebee series. Let's get a Bumblebee in here next to him. This is just the Studio Series Rise of the Beast one. I'm going to try and stand him up a little bit straighter. There we go. Knock him over. So he's just a hair taller than Bumblebee. Bumblebee, probably carries the same amount of mass as he does. But he's a little higher up. And let's also bring in Studio Series 102, Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Optimus Prime. There we go. So I think he's a pretty good size. Like, I don't think you'd want him much bigger. He's comfortable. He's going to look good in the collection. So without further ado, let's get these three gentlemen out of the way, and let's take a look at vehicle mode. So I'm going to leave all the weapons off, and you can totally just transform them like a normal transformer, so you don't have to worry about the parts forming. However, if you wanted to do the parts forming, it's something you could do. You're going to end up undoing this here momentarily, but I just wanted to show that I think it's very cool that they interlock like that for the backpack and then splay open. I also wanted to mention that it doesn't bother me. I think it kind of gives it more character, but this is not like grease or anything. That is molded that way, like the mold came with that plastic imperfection. I think it looks pretty cool, kind of gives it more of a design, a little bit more character. It's only obviously noticeable at some angles, but just something to be aware of. So I just completely transformed it into vehicle mode and realized I didn't hit record. So this is take two. Before I do it, I just wanted to mention, because I might have forgot, that there is an above the knee swivel, because it does just come off there. So you can do that swivel if you would like. Now for the transformation, you're going to come to the backpack here. You're going to start here. So I love how this interlocks, because it just gives a cleaner look for robot mode. We're going to open that up just on those, the little clips here, little plastic, oh, you can't see, little plastic clips right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come to the shoulders, and on these two metal pins here, we're going to swing the shoulders out. Okay, I took his arm off, but if you want, you can pull them apart and transform pieces individually, but you don't have to on this one. So if you're opposed to parts forming, you don't have to do it. So as you can see, there's little purple nubs on each side, and they just slot out of, let's move his chest on this hinge here. We're just going to pull that down. They slot out of those little purple holes right there. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our head, and we're going to swish it, yep, we'll go with that word. Flip it all the way back, just so that this is actually the windshield, but it's covered in little guards here, so that's flush like that. The doors we're actually going to open up just a little bit more, because we're going to want that clearance here in a second. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the legs. The front end is easier to do first, in my opinion, to get it done, just, you know, it's complete out of the way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swing, oh, we're going to leave that there. Oh, no, we're not, sorry. We're going to first swing down the top of the cab, so on this hinge here, so that it's flush with the rest of the roof. And then we're going to transform the feet and then bring them to meet the cab. So we're going to, let's go this way so we can see. So there's two hinges here. We're going to go down on this one. Oh, you couldn't see that at all. We're going to go down on this one with the screw. Then we're just going to slide it back until it's in there nice and tight. Or not tight, but we want it flush. So right now you can see it's not flush, so we're just going to give it a little push. There we go. That's what we want, a nice flush look. So we're going to do the same thing on this other side. See if I can show you the whole thing this time. So I start like that. Then we're just going to we're going to shimmy it, kind of slide it back a little bit. So try and get flush. There we go. Boom. Okay. Now, you will see here, there's a nice big green tab. Right here is a nice green tab. And right here is a nice green tab. And actually on the heels too, there's one on each side here, right by my finger. And they're going to go into this hole, and this hole, and that hole. So it's actually a little bit pretty tight here. So I'm going to make sure it's all lined up and then give it a good squeeze. Make sure it's all together. There we go, just like that. Now we're going to raise the legs. And there we go. There we go. Yeah, here we go. We have the front section of our, I guess it's still a tow truck. Tow truck complete. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this back section. Now the instructions, I believe, told you to do something different with the wrist, but I'm going to show you how I got it to work. It's just a little bit different from what the instructions say. So right now our chest panel's like flat down. So we are going to bring it so that these are facing like this. The wheels are facing what is the back of the vehicle. So we're gonna do the same thing on the side. I could have gone the other way, that would have been so much faster. There we go, just like that. Because when we swing this down, it's gonna get closer to the position we want. Now, we're gonna curve, or not curve, we're gonna spin it on this mushroom peg, the elbow joint. So just be careful. The way that it clamps on to this purple thing, I kind of wish they're pins, but, or sorry, right here, sorry. Right here above the bicep. You can see that it kind of spreads that clip out. So it does tend to snap off very easily. So just be careful when you're rotating the elbows. Not hard to put back on, but just, you know, peace of mind. So both of them we're gonna rotate down. So now we have the wheels and the hands are facing down. Now we're gonna rotate the wrists right here so that they're facing up towards the sky, okay? We're gonna do this one here as well. There we go. So you can see that the elbow bend goes this way, like he's doing a curl. Now, we're gonna bring this purple joint here back just a little bit. Boop, there we go. Make sure the pin didn't come out of that, like the arm didn't tab off. There. So now we can get that chest piece flush to his hips right here. Now, it just takes a little bit of wiggling and just adjustments here for this next part, but we're gonna slowly bring the purple pin piece in right here, the shoulder flap, and then move on this green, on this pin here. We're gonna adjust it so that it fleshens out kind of like that, just on both sides. Takes a little bit of a wiggling, finagling to get this all to fit as you go. Now I'm gonna flip it this way, a lot of flipping going on, but we're gonna bend our elbows, and the little tab here, the blue, is gonna go into that second, the lower hole, not the top one, but the lower one. And see right now, this purple thing's not giving us clearance, so we're gonna have to just wiggle and adjust ever so slightly until you can get enough clearance to plug that in, and it should go in pretty snugly. Oh, there we go. I kind of tabbed it all in at once. It kind of tabbed into the body, so now this right side's done. Actually, I'm gonna try and wiggle that out a little bit because that tab has to go in to the back of this arm, and the elbows are gonna connect. See, there's like a little indent in that elbow, and it's gonna go right over this hexagon or this 5mm port right there. So we're gonna move that in, get that flush, tab it in, wiggle it in. Right now I'm just doing a lot of adjusting and slight little movements. There we go. I kind of pushed it all together and kind of just got itself where it needed to go. So as you can see right now, this right one's a little bit higher. So as we just kind of squeeze it, there we go. It all got in nice and comfortable. Now, right before we tab it in, I'm pulling the feet away from the body of the car a little bit, just because you can see right here, there's a little lip. So we want to actually close the door, and it'll clip in. There's a little clip right there, both sides. It'll close in before the feet, okay? Then you can push the feet back on, snug it all up, okay? And then 2 tabs here, go to those 2, can't see. Go into 2 little holes right there on the inner door on both sides. So then we're gonna kind of bring, I'm holding both ends, clicking both together at the same time, just like so. And there we have our little junk truck, little junky tow truck. Looks very much like the Mystery Machine. Got some turquoise, some green, some orange, a little bit of purple on the roof there. I really do like that. Now, of course, it is not complete without the accessories, but you could totally leave it like this. I think that looks pretty fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the accessories just give it a little bit of extra flair. Now, the way you're supposed to do it is you're going to take these 2 guns, and they go right in the hood, and the lip of that gun is going to go right over that grill, which I really like. Nice and smooth there. I'm going to get the second one. So you could just do one if you wanted and put something. You can put these anywhere, really. You don't have to, but this really completes the look there. Looks like it might have a little bit of a blower going on. That's very cool. Now, I talked about earlier how this hook piece is uneven. It's so that it can slot in there and still be centered on the vehicle, which is awesome. So that's why that was that way. But something I was just kind of messing with it, and I was thinking, it'd be really cool, is you can put this on the outside door like this. Actually, I like to put it on the other one. It makes it look more level. Put it on the outside door like this. It sits pretty nice. And then you can take your busted up tire, or shield, or spiky weapon, and as he's driving, he looks like he could take some people out and smash them with that, which I think is a really cool idea. If I was a little bit younger, I think I'd be playing with that feature a lot and just messing around with that. But we're gonna put this there. We're actually gonna put this right on the back. There's a port right there, block that, clean that up a little bit. I'm gonna take our purple hook. You could totally do it up here if you wanted, just to give it a little more flair. I'm gonna just go sideways, like, oops. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull this off because I wanna keep this facing inward like that. And we're gonna put that in that hole just like that. Perfect. We're actually going to put this right here. Perfect. And then we're going to take on our silver smokestacks. You could put these on the wheels back here if you wanted. Kind of gives it a cool look there. Put them on the front if you wanted. I kind of like that look too, actually, but I think my favorite is just right here. It just goes above the fender flares and sits nice and snug. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. And then you end up having a pretty cool, neat little monster truck. And it does roll quite good. This surface is not the best for rolling, but like no issue with clearance whatsoever. I find some studio series tend to rub the ground with some of their bits and bobs, but a very clean looking little, I mean, clean might not be the right word. So let's take a look at some of the details here, because I'm thinking clean might not be the way to describe this, but it has a very cool front grille here. And as you can see, these headlights are covered with 2 bars going this way, and that warping effect is intentional. Same on this side, that one's an X, so it's different on each side just to give it a little bit of variety. I like that. You got purple wheels that spin independently. So if you want to put this big green spiky thing here, I think it might interfere with ground clearance, but that kind of gives it a different look. If you had 4 of them for some reason, you could make it a spiky monster truck. It doesn't roll anymore, but you could totally do that. Some nice turquoise here for the fender flares. Purple wheels, sorry, is what I was getting at there. Very, very much like this silver plow grille on the front. Orange armor, windows all over. It's got light bar up here and some spikes. They aren't picked out, so it's easy to overlook. We have some symbols going on. I think that's just supposed to be like scrap metal. I don't think that's supposed to be Cybertronian or anything. Again, the silver chrome pipes look really good. You don't have to have them on there. You can totally take them off. Same with the hook. The hands are exposed right there. And I'll center that. But like, woo, unless you're looking for it, you're not going to notice unless you're looking right down on top of it. Underneath, it's very clean. You see a little bit of stuff going on here, but like, you know, underneath the car, you see things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh my God, there's a figure in it. The heels do a really good job of hiding everything else, and the head is actually within the cab. So no visible head syndrome, which is awesome. So let me just get a few, oh, let's back him up a little bit. Let me get a few people here to compare him to in terms of size. Next to G-Axis, and of course G-Axis is a plane, so, and a big Voyager. He is much bigger. But again, 2nd gen, can't even fit in frame. There we go. Right around the 2nd gen era. So there he is with G-Axis. Let's bring in Studio Series Bumblebee. They're about the same. Oh, you can see that. They're about like the same size. Like if I actually back the truck up bumper to bumper, B obviously is a little bit bigger. But like that toe winch, like if you had to fit them in a box, I'd actually say the toe line is a little bit bigger. So anyway, very cool. And he's a very solid little truck. Like, you could probably squeeze this, give it a good drop or two, and it won't like explode on you and come apart. It's very, very solid. I really like it. Very cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been my look at Buzzworthy Bumblebee Robots in Disguise 2000s Universe tow line. I'm just getting started in this reviewing thing, so if you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.